The Allfather travelled. He travelled for days, nights, and weeks, on the back of his loyal horse, Sleipnir, over the sky as its 8 hooves clopped on the air, for he was scared. His fear came to him in his dreams, for the nightmares of the jaws then darkness was becoming more frequent. It couldn't happen, he thought. I'm immortal. Those visions cannot happen. The Allfather, creator of man, father of the Aesir, was scared that his misdeeds will finally catch up with him. Odin finally arrived at his destination, an island, and he sees the witch standing in the center of a circle of 4 stones, one for Freya, one for Thor, one for Tyr, and one for Odin himself. Apart from this stone circle, the island was nothing but a field, with an aura of life emanating from the witch. Odin scoffed at the feeling of life and joy the island emanated, and he dismounted Sleipnir and stepped forward towards the witch. "Hello, Allfather," the witch said in a voice that echoed through Odin's mind. "Which they call Groa," Odin replied. "I am here to hear the prophecy the end of Asgard's reign." Groa interrupted. "Yes, foul witch, I am," replied Odin, who felt insecure for losing the power in the conversation. "Well, Allfather, lucky for you, I see all, even the future, to the fullest extent any seer could possibly see," Groa informed the Allfather in her voice that emanated all through the Allfather deeply. "Amazing! I demand you tell me now," commanded Odin with all of the authority to make a barbarian cower in fear like a small child. No more intimidated, Groa replied, "Unfortunately for you, that means I also know of your deceitful ways, Allfather, so I shall not tell you the prophecy of your death." Enraged, the crafty tricksmith Odin replied with his calm facade, "Well then, what a waste of my time. The mighty seer Groa is nothing more than a fraud, and—" Odin was interrupted. "You think me a fool, Allfather? You think you can play me off my ego?" Odin said in his cunning voice. "No, I think you no fool, Groa. I think you a fake." Losing control of the conversation for the first time, Groa hatched a plan. She would get Odin off her island with a half-true prophecy. She dubbed Ragnarok. She weaved a tale for the Allfather, like a spider weaves a web, of how the god Freyr fights Surtur and loses, how Fenris the wolf will eat the sun, moon, and then the Allfather, and how Odin's son avenges his father, and how Heimdall, Odin's firstborn, and Loki kill each other. He also was told of how Tyr would be slain by Garm, the guard dog of hell, and how Thor and the world serpent will meet a tragic end. At the end of the tale, Groa states to the Allfather, "Not all is lost, as the Aesir will survive in Magni and Modi, the sons of Thor, who will emerge from the battle holding the hammer of their father, and Baldur the brave, who will return from hell with his blind brother Hodor, and help the reconstruction of Midgard and Asgard." When all seems to have been said and done, Groa added one more, a statement that shook Odin to his core. "None of these events are set in stone, Odin, for after Ragnarok, one god will ascend to a status no god has seen." "Who, witch?" the eager Odin asked Groa. "Take a look at the runes on these stones behind me. Each represent a god. On the last day of a week, the sun will be devoured. On the first day of a new week, the moon will be devoured. Then, if the battle rages on the second day, power to Tyr. If the third, power to Odin." if the fourth, power to Thor, and if the fifth, power to Freya. Why, witch? Is it not a clear answer? Everything else was a clear. Everyone dies. The end. I get eaten by a wolf. Bye-bye, old father. Raged Odin, his true demeanour finally showing that of a child throwing a tantrum. He slammed his fist into one of the stones. Blood sprayed. Odin screamed in pain, like a child in frustration. He collapsed onto the floor, sobbing. He lowered his head in defeat, screamed in a shrill voice. My power of sight is tied to the runes, and with your death they weaken. It becomes hard to see past that point. Odin, you must learn from this. Seek counsel. Know the future, but do not fear it. If you play your cards right, you could ascend to power no god has seen, Groa supplied helpfully. Why do you help me, witch? Odin questioned. I wish not for the magic of the runes to die out, Groa lied, for she had shuffled the days around, ensuring Odin's downfall, as she did not think this pouty child was fit for absolute power. But who did she choose to be the great god after Ragnarok is a question only the survivors will know, as before leaving the island, Odin made an arrangement with Groa for her not to tell anyone else about this. The prophecy. After all, it will be hard for her to tell with her head removed from her neck. Her blood spills onto the ground of the island, and the magical life slowly fades away. Odin was quite proud of himself as he mounted his loyal steed. He thought all about this prophecy nonsense and how he was ever so clever for finding a way around his fate, oblivious to the bigger plan that Groa had put in place to ensure his doom. That was the thing about Odin. He was smart. So incredibly smart that he was quite ignorant to the fact that he might not know something. The thought of that scared him, so he didn't think about that. What he thought about instead was how his wife Freya was one of the runes that could also ascend. He wasn't worried about Tyr or Thor, as they seemed to have concrete fates to meet. However, his wife didn't. He'd have to deal with that later. He would probably just have her killed, he shrugged. He signalled for Sleipnir to rise, and then he went about what the witch had said. It painted Loki very clearly as an enemy of Asgard. Sleipnir was the son of Loki, Odin thought. He'll deal with it when he arrived at home, Odin decided. Interestingly, what Sleipnir was thinking about at the same time was how nice the grass on that island had tasted. He hoped his master would take him back there again. Unfortunately for Sleipnir, his master never took him anywhere ever again. In fact, he wouldn't go anywhere ever again, apart from the feasting hall of Valhalla, where Thor complimented his father on the beautiful head of the grey stallion mounted above him on the wall. Odin quickly changed the subject. Well, this is just set up for a great big story arc that I have planned, where it will be concealed in a video like this, but with more, where it is turning Norse gods into superhero-esque beings, but mythologically accurate. I mean, heavy quotations on mythologically accurate, but the thing that will be mythologically accurate is their personalities and, stories and stuff. Their backstories will be mythologically accurate. Everything else will be very different. Well, thanks for watching, and yeah, I'm trying to get back into the swing of making videos, and that is evident by the narrator video yesterday with where I drew Max. Still need a last name for him. Something. Yeah, see you in the next video, whenever that is.